Good morning, good afternoon, and in case I forget, good evening to all the theosophists out there, truth seekers and spiritual people. This video is an introduction to the Yin Yang talk that we are going to have on Sunday, the 12th of November at 5 p.m. at the Theosophical Society in Menlo Park in Pretoria. All welcome. Everyone knows about the Yin Yang symbol. Everyone recognizes the symbol. The little black and white half circles that swirl into each other with a dot of the opposing color on either side. Just looking at the symbol, one realizes that it's talking about balance. The Yin Yang is all about balance, maintaining balance in life. But the meaning of Yin and Yang goes much deeper than that. In fact, the way the Yin Yang symbol originated was by looking at two fish swimming in a circle in a pond. And these two fish are continually, eternally revolving in a circular pattern. So the Yin Yang symbol is not static, but it is continually revolving all the time. The two fishes are complementing and fighting each other at the same time, opposing and complementing each other. These two sides are interdependent on each other because the white fish is outlined by the black fish and the black fish is outlined by the white fish. The Yin Yang philosophy is based on the ancient philosophy of Taoism. Few ancient philosophies have been as influential as Taoism. Developed in the 4th century BC, the philosophy is centered around the achievement of the way. The way. Life is a journey. And finding harmony and balance within. At the heart of this philosophy is the Yin Yang symbol and principle. Taoism is based on an ancient book called the Ching, also known as the Book of Changes, the oldest of the Chinese classics. Ching and the philosophy of Taoism teaches one the ground plan for Chinese thought. Taoism is also it is the mapping of the thinking process of man. So the philosophical understanding of life for the Chinese people is found in this 3,000-year-old book, the I Ching. So the Yin Yang symbol carries with it a deep meaning that is both simple as it is profound. To understand it, let's break down the symbol into its two constituent parts. First, the dark side. The dark side is called Yin, and the white side is called Yang, and speaks of light. One speaks of dark, and one speaks of light. So the Yin is all things dark, the dark side. And it is associated with everything that's hard and negative and cold and wet and feminine. The Yang is all about light. It is the light side. And it is associated with things like soft, the positive, the warm, the dry, and the masculine. Now, when I say feminine and masculine, I'm not talking about the sexes. I'm talking about the masculine and feminine energies that are found in both women and men. A man has feminine and masculine energies, and a woman has feminine and masculine energies. In fact, the whole universe has feminine and masculine energies within it. But contrary to the harsh juxtaposition of their appearances, yin and yang are not complete opposites. In fact, it is important that each side has a little bit of the other in it. The white is not pure white because it has a little bit of black in it. And the black is not pure black because it has a little bit of white in it. That's how you end up with a wave. Everything in nature is about yin and yang. And if we look at a wave has a crest and a wave has a trough. The crest is yang and the trough is yin. A wave cannot exist if it only has a crest and not a trough. And a wave cannot exist if it only has a trough and not a crest. It has to have both for the wave to function. Yin and yang is everywhere in nature, and all things have a bit of yin and a bit of yang in them. Just look at an egg. An egg is a perfect example. You see, the egg shell, that which contains the egg in the center, the shell itself is yang. But all the egg stuff in the center of the egg, that is yin. Look at wheat. Wheat is also yang and yin. If you look at wheat in the field, then it is yang. All right, the wind, the wheat dancing in the field. But once it is harvested and the wheat is cut down and people use it for food, then it becomes yin. So wheat is both yang and yin. One can turn into the other also. And the best thing in life is that where the two meet, the Goldilocks zone, to use an astronomical term, where the two meet, where light and darkness meet, that point of confluence of the two, that's the best of all. The best in life is the confluence of the two. Okay? For example, you're sitting in your house and outside it's cold, it's dark and cold outside. So you don't want to go outside because it's cold. But then on the other hand, you've got a fire burning inside the house and that makes you warm. But if you put too much wood on that fire, what happens? It becomes too hot. So now you have a situation of too cold or too hot. But once the confluence is reached, where the fire is perfect and it's there to keep you warm, that's the best place to be. The best place to be is where the cold and the heat meet in a place of warmth. If you look at Chinese food, it's the same thing. Chinese food is all about yin and yang. Chinese food also is incomplete without understanding the yin and the yang. Yang foods are those which are spicy and sweet, like the warmth that yang imbues. Yang foods are often those in warm colors like red and orange. Yin food, on the other hand, yin food are those which are salty and bitter and cold. They are cool in color and are typically grown in water. Examples include tofu and soya sauce. If you look at the human body also speaks of yin and yang. The front is yang and the back is yin. The top is yang and the bottom is yin. If you look at the strengths during the day, our strengths, our physical strengths wax and wane with the passing of time of the day. So naturally, yang is stronger during the day when the sun is out and it's warm. But yin takes over at night when its representative, the moon, comes out to play. So yang is all about the sun and yin is all about the moon. Let's talk about money now. Now it becomes interesting. When you look at the Yin Yang philosophy and talk about it in relation to money, this is very intriguing. You see, we want Yang to be bigger than Yin. In other words, we want to be rich and wealthy, and we don't want to be poor and miserable and poverty-stricken. You see, Yang is all about being rich. Yang is the active. Yang is the big. Yang is the wealthy, the rich, the big car. The person that's in control is Yang. Yin, on the other hand, is all about being passive, about being small, about being poor, about being weak, about driving the small car, and about being out of control. So we want to be Yang and we don't want to be Yin. But what people fail to realize is that the bigger your Yang, the bigger your Yin is also. In other words, with prosperity, the Yang, comes all kinds of other worries. Rich people have other worries as well. They have problems as well. Problems created by the money. And so their Yang might be big, but then their Yin is also big. So don't envy rich people. In fact, don't envy anybody. The more money we have, the more worries we have. The only thing you can really live with is the temporary illusion of happiness. That's what the Yin Yang teaches you. All one can strive for in life is that temporary illusion of happiness one gets when moving up in life. Okay, when you move up in life, you feel a sense of elation, but it's very short-lived. You know, have you ever, it's like getting a new cell phone. When you buy a new cell phone and it comes in that beautiful, very expensive box. And for the first time you take that cell phone out of the box. Oh wow, it's fantastic. And the best feeling you'll ever have in this world is when you take that cell phone and you know they've got like this transparent layer of plastic on the top of the cell phone. Wow. If you peel that off, that is the best sensation in the world. It's wow. Peeling that little plastic off and smelling the new cell phone, never before used cell phone for the first time. And then you start playing around with your cell phone, and then 2 days later it's like all the other cell phones you bought, and the feeling of happiness, of ecstasy, disappears. The temporary illusion. The game we play, the illusion that we are caught up in. You cannot beat the game. You cannot beat the Yin Yang game. You can only have the temporary illusion of winning. This same principle of rich and poor can be found in the Bible. Jesus says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." You see? Do you see the Yang and the Yin in that statement? Laying up treasures, investing, saving money in this world is Yang. That's what the wealthy do. But at the same time, there's also a big Yin. The Yin is the corruption that the moth and the rust brings. And where thieves break through and steal, that's the Yin. Okay? The worries that money brings. The Yang and the Yin. So Taoism is more a philosophy than it is a religion. It teaches that there is a higher power in the universe, and they call it the way. Okay? Yet instead of being all good like the Christian faith or the Western world's faith, The way doesn't teach that the universe is all good. It teaches that the universe has got an equal balance between good and bad. There's a little bit of both. There's a little bit of yang and yin in the way. So we need to understand that the Western world of thinking, is very different to the Eastern way of thinking. The West has been influenced by the Greeks. We have been Hellenized by the Greeks. So in Western religion, it's all about overcoming evil. We are taught to overcome evil, hold on to the good and fight the bad. So the Western God is a pure, righteous God, and he has no evil within him, no black dot in the white. The Western devil is a pure evil being with no goodness in him. He's all black. Okay, there's no white dot in the Western devil in their religion. So the Western religion tries to make the yang, the white, and the good bigger than the yin. They play this game. In the Western world, we play this game. We try to make our yang bigger than our yin. We want to overcome the bad and the evil. So in the West, we play this game. We play this game called horse. We climb on the white horse. And we are adorned in our shining armor of righteousness. And we shine all this virtue and moral conducts. And we climb on our white horses and we go out to fight the evil in the world, to make war on all the evil and the bad things in the world. White must win over black. White must be bigger than the black. Light shall prevail over darkness. But you see, living like this and playing this game of making yang bigger than yin can be very exhaustive and can be very unnatural and artificial. Taoism teaches that bad and good complement each other, and both are necessary and both are a necessity for natural life. Taoism teaches, instead of fighting evil, to rather be content with the universe and go with the flow. Everything will work out eventually and a balance will be reached. It's all about balance. So things that are temporarily out of balance, the universe has a way of bringing things back into balance. This is the Yin Yang way. The other very important principle that Taoism teaches us is to be content. Be content with your life and learn to live a simple life. Let go of desire. So just like the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, another concept, Wu Wei, Yin Yang is about not pushing back, not resisting, but accepting life's contrasts and learning to see the good and the bad in everything. The Wei teaches us to live in harmony with all things. Allow the yin and the yang to happen. Don't resist the natural flow of life. The whole concept of Star Wars and may the force be with you is a Taoistic principle. It's a yin yang principle. May the force be with you. The wise person is flexible. The wise person learns to use the way, to use the force that is all around you. You know, like little Yoda said to Luke Skywalker, feel the force. Feel the force. It's all around you. Accept the force. Be aware of the force. Become one with the force. And flow with the force. And above all, learn the things the force, the way is teaching you. Feel the force. Allow the force to guide you. Don't play the game of white must win, but rather live in harmony with both the white and the black. And the universe will take you on a journey of discovery and wisdom. Paul in the Bible brings across a very powerful yin-yang principle when he says these words, I have learnt in whatsoever state I am in, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full, Yang, and to be hungry, Yin, both to abound, Yang, and to suffer need, Yin. So come along on Sunday the 12th of November to learn about this wonderful, profound philosophy called the Yin Yang. Bye. Bye-bye. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Live long and prosper.